Welcome back, everyone. We're digging into another set of materials today.
Yep, ready to unpack the key points.
And, we often find interesting tools over on AIagentstore.ai. It's become a regular spot for us to see what's new in AI agents.
It definitely has. Good resource.
Today, we're focusing specifically on one we found there, Sintra AI. Pulled the info straight from the site.
Right. So
Yeah.
the plan is, let's figure out what the source material tells us about Sintra AI.
Yeah.
What it is, who it's for, what it actually does.
Exactly. So let's start there. Fundamentally, what is Sintra AI described as?
Okay, so the material calls it a platform offering personalized AI employees.
Personalized AI employees. Interesting term.
Yeah, basically think AI bots specifically set up to automate different business workflows. That's the core idea presented.
Okay. And who are these AI employees supposedly for? Who's the target audience here?
Well, it seems very much aimed at the business world. The descriptions mentioned business owners, definitely. And also teams working in marketing, customer support, sales, and e-commerce managers, too. So focused on those operational roles.
Makes sense. So the big question then, what can they do? What are the actual capabilities?
This is where it gets interesting. Key things highlighted are automating and handling tasks 24/7, like constantly running.
Okay, around the clock.
Yeah, and a really notable feature mentioned is the shared brain that powers all of them.
A shared brain.
The idea, according to the material, is that this gives them continuity, like a consistent knowledge base across different tasks they perform.
Ah, okay, consistency.
And another big one, they apparently support over 100 languages.
Wow, 100 plus languages, 247 shared brain. That does sound, well, pretty capable.
It does. And they mentioned these things called power-ups, too.
Power-ups.
Yeah, over 90 of them, it says. They're meant to extend what the AI can do for specific tasks.
Gotcha. So all that leads to this autonomy level mentioned 82%. Why is it rated so high?
The description connects it directly back to those features we just talked about.
Yeah.
You know, the 90-plus power-ups give it more skills.
Right.
The integrated brain helps it make decisions. The fact it runs 247 can connect to external tools and generate content in all those languages.
Means less need for a person to step in.
Exactly. It all adds up to reducing human oversight quite significantly. The material does briefly mention a limitation regarding current IMAG. Something. But the overall picture is high self-sufficiency.
Okay, so given that capability, how are businesses actually, using it? Any specific examples in the material?
Yeah, quite a few. Things like automating your social media posts, running email marketing campaigns,
Cheating stuff, yeah.
handling maybe initial customer support questions, doing data analysis, even sales outreach. It's positioned as a way for, say, smaller businesses to scale up by having these distinct AI roles.
Like having a dedicated AI for marketing, another for support.
Precisely. And for any business, that shared brain is meant to help maintain brand consistency across all the automated communications.
Interesting angle.
So, yeah, fundamentally, it's about automating those repetitive, often time-consuming workflows and doing it potentially around the clock in many languages.
Okay. What else did the source material tell us? Any other characteristics mentioned?
Let's see. It notes a paid pricing model. So not a free tool, seems positioned for professional use.
Makes sense for business automation.
Code is closed source.
Mm-hmm.
The popularity level mentioned, 68%. The industries served are pretty clear. Business automation, marketing, customer service, sales, e-commerce.
Right, lines up with the target audience.
And the tags reinforce that.
Huh.
Virtual employees, workflow automation, multilingual support, API integrations, power-ups. It all paints a consistent picture.
And didn't the summary info also touch on some positive user feedback?
It did, yeah. It mentioned things people apparently liked, like a user-friendly interface, that it was easy to set up, integrated quickly.
Okay, practical points.
And the variety of AI assistants available for support, marketing, data analysis was seen as a plus, mainly for saving time on routine tasks.
Good to know.
Though it did add a note that getting into the specifics of community opinions, positive and negative, usually requires signing up or being a premium member on the site where this info came from.
Right, standard practice for some platforms. So, okay, let's bring this back to you listening. If you're involved in business, marketing, sales, e-commerce, how might a tool like Sintra AI fit in? What does this all mean?
Well, it really prompts you to think about your own workflows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where are those repetitive tasks, the things that eat up time? Could an AI that works 24/7, speaks potentially 100 languages, and kind of learns from a central brain, take some of that off your plate? The idea of deploying specific AI employees is definitely something to consider.
It absolutely is. And that leads to maybe a bigger question. What does it really mean for businesses when they start using personalized AI employees that have this kind of high autonomy?
Yeah, how might that actually change how teams are structured, what human roles look like, just the fundamental way businesses operate down the line?
It's a big shift to think about.
It really is. It challenges that traditional idea of a workforce, suggesting AI could become more like an autonomous agent, managing significant workflows, learning, making decisions based on that shared knowledge.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
Well, you can explore more about Sintra AI and plenty of other tools over at aiagentstore.ai.
Good place to browse.
Thanks for tuning into this discussion. If you found it useful, we'd really appreciate it if you took a moment to rate it.